Hi everyone, my name is Pete. I'm a community conservation campaigner at Zoos Victoria. I'm really excited to be joining you today. I'm tuning in from the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. So I'd like to start by thanking them for the care and connection they've shown and continue to show to the country that I'm on. It's allowed me to enjoy the plants, animals and waterways that I'm able to today. So I'm really excited to be chatting to you today about a program we've been running for a number of years at Zoos Victoria to help keep wildlife safe in aquatic waterway environments across Victoria. For those of you who don't know Zoos Victoria, you probably know us better by one of the zoos that we operate: Hillsville Sanctuary, Melbourne Zoo, or Werribee Open Range Zoo. If you haven't been to one of our zoos, I really encourage you to come along. We'd love to see you at one of them in the future. All three zoos are really different, but they've got one thing in common, and that is connecting people with wildlife. A big part of what we want to try and do as a conservation organisation is not only connect people with wildlife, but help get them engaged, empowered to be involved in conservation. We do that through our community conservation campaigns. And these are programs that aim to address a key threat that wildlife are facing and provide an action that the community can take to help reduce that threat. It could be something as simple as recycling an old mobile phone to help support gorilla conservation, through to making a choice and choosing toilet paper that's made from recycled office paper products. It is these little decisions that we make every day that can make a really big difference for wildlife. And a big part of what I love to do is to see people realise that they can actually make a difference to help. For our aquatic wildlife species, recreational fishing waste is a really key threat. Unfortunately, monofilament and other related fishing equipment is the most dangerous item for entanglement for marine wildlife. And entanglement is the more obvious impact of marine debris. You have the animals being caught up, unable to move, limbs being caught up, or you're seeing these obvious external wounds. Unfortunately, the recreational fishing waste also causes an impact in terms of ingestion, animals actually swallowing something and causing internal injuries. So the number one risk to marine wildlife, recreational fishing waste. Another key factor for a lot of this fishing waste is it doesn't degrade in the environment. It lasts a long time, and so there's a cumulative effect which can be felt for many, many years into the future. And so it's really important that we really try and prevent any further marine waste entering, or aquatic waste entering the environment. A lot of these materials can travel long distances as well because they are quite buoyant, and the impact can therefore be quite widespread and widely felt across a range of different species and in a range of different locations. At Zoos Victoria, we've approached recreational fishing waste in a couple of different ways. The first is through actually rescuing animals that have already been impacted, and that's through the Marine Response Unit. This is an amazing team, a really highly specialised group of staff that are dedicated to the health of wildlife species, health of marine wildlife species. Over the years, they've conducted over 800 interventions where they've had to get in and try and help a range of animals, whether it be seals, water birds. They've really done a lot of amazing things. Sometimes there's happy endings. The Australasian data pictured in the bottom left there, water bird that was found recently with some entangled fabric around its beak, unable to feed. The Marine Response Unit went out, captured this bird, brought it back to the zoo. They were able to remove that entanglement. They were able to give the birds fluids, help it recover to a point where it was able to be re-released back into the wild, which was a great outcome for that bird. The other side of what we want to try and do is prevention, stopping the materials entering the environment where they could threaten wildlife in the first place. And that's where Seal the Loop comes in. So Seal the Loop was launched in 2010, and it features specially designed bins that are made from recycled plastic. And these bins are designed to capture fishing waste from anglers. And so they're placed in fishing locations where people are fishing to try and make it as easy as possible for them to responsibly dispose of that waste. Not only are the bins collecting materials and stopping them from entering the environment, They're also helping to promote awareness of wildlife entanglement and also talking and highlighting the importance of responsible disposal of fishing material as well. The very first bins were installed all those years ago at St Kilda Pier, which is a popular fishing location and also happened to be home to a special population of little penguins as well. And from those very first bins that were installed in 2010, today we have over 300 of these Seal the Loop bins installed across Victoria. We've got 70 different groups and organisations that are involved in managing them. And these range from councils and land care groups, organisations like Fish Care, Parks Victoria. We've got angling clubs and communities, marinas, all helping manage bins, one or more bins in their areas. Bins are provided by Zoos Victoria to these groups free of charge, and these groups then install the bins and monitor the bins over time, making sure that they're still functioning, still able to capture the waste, and also emptying them as needed as well. And we see bins all across Victoria, and you might have seen some of the bins across Victoria in your travels. I get really excited when I see one. You might get excited as well, hopefully you do. It means that they're where they're meant to be and making a difference. They've been installed in both freshwater and marine or coastal environments as well. We know the impact of fishing waste isn't limited just to the coastal species. There's a whole range of freshwater animals that can also be impacted through ingestion or entanglement of fishing waste. So we've had bins installed along the Yarra River in Warburton to promote healthy waterways for platypus, the Maribyrnong River, Quarry Reserve, along a whole range of different areas as well. So look out for one next time you're out and about. We work with the groups that look after the bins, the custodians, and we ask them, what are you finding in these bins? And they let us know that most of the waste they're finding, about 60 to 70%, is fishing related waste, which is fantastic. They are collecting a few other bits and pieces here and there as well, which isn't a bad thing because it means they're not getting out into the environment either. But to have the specially designed fishing bins collecting mainly fishing waste is great. The bins have collected an estimated 7 kilograms of fishing line each year. And over the years, we've done some calculations and we've determined that that could be more than enough line to travel the length of Port Phillip Bay and to have some left over as well. So a huge amount of fishing line being collected by these bins. It's not just fishing line though that can cause harm for wildlife. Hooks, sinkers, bait bags, there's a whole other plethora of fishing related items that could be harmful, and they're being collected in these bins as well. So we're seeing huge amounts of these items being collected, and some groups are reusing these items where they can, or recycling the materials and creating other items, which is fantastic. So for Seal the Loop, we want to continue. The next steps are to continue raising awareness about the impact of fishing waste on wildlife and continuing to reduce the amount that's entering the environment as well. We'll do that through increasing the number of bins that are available to anglers throughout Victoria. We'll be making sure that these bins are being installed in priority locations as well. So we'll be working with local community groups, local angling clubs to identify these key locations for future installation of Seal the Loop bins. We're really excited to very soon hopefully be able to finalise a partnership with the Victorian Fisheries Authority, meaning that our two organisations can work together to help Seal the Loop grow into the future. Our two organisations, we've got a lot in common when it comes to making sure that the environment and the wildlife are kept safe as a result of responsible fishing practices. And we're really excited to be able to work together to grow Seal the Loop in these and also a number of other ways as well. So how can you get involved? Well, if you are fishing near a Seal the Loop bin, use it and tell your friends and family, anyone else that you fish with as well, about these Seal the Loop bins and the importance of responsibly disposing of any fishing waste. It's important to spread the message of how we can keep wildlife safe and responsibility for disposing of fishing waste is so important in that space. If you are at a fishing location often and there's no bins there, there's no Seal the Loop bins, and you think it might be really useful to have one there to help stop waste being incorrectly disposed of, let us know. You can visit our website, zoo.org.au/sealtheloop. There's information on there on how you can apply for a bin and then get one installed. So we'd love to hear from you. If you do think, hey, where I'm fishing needs a bin, there's nowhere that I can put my fishing waste. My contact details are below as well, so if anyone has any further questions or wants to get in touch, I'd love to hear from you, whether it be about Seal the Loop, any of our other conservation programs, or the zoos in general. I'd love to hear from you. The success of the Seal the Loop program, both past, present and future, really only made possible working collaboratively and together with a range of different organisations. So I'd like to say thank you to all of those groups, and especially to all of our bin custodians and the broader Seal the Loop community. Thank you for everything that you've done over the years, and looking forward to working together in the future to keep the environment safe for wildlife. Thank you very much for listening, and look forward to hearing from you.